Well, welcome. For those of you here, and then those of you maybe watching the recording, my name is Whitney or Whit Garner. I'm a GRE and GMAT instructor for Manhattan Prep, and I've been with the company since 2010. On this evening's free prep hour, we're going to do a quant lesson on the topic of overlapping sets. And so this isn't a majorly tested item on the test, but it is a place I think you can get quick points if you familiarize yourself with the setup. And how to recognize them. So we're going to spend some time starting with like easy overlapping sets problems and kind of like ramping up the difficulty as we go. So here we go. All of the questions that we are using this evening are ours. So they are all coming from our GRE 5-pound book, Practice Problems. And we've got some online question banks as well, where we're getting some of these questions from. So you can purchase this book directly from us. You can get it from Amazon and check out even more questions by question type. So overlapping sets. Oftentimes when I say the word to students, overlapping sets, they don't know entirely what that means. And what I want you to see overlapping sets as is the world of, at least initially, the Venn diagram. So when we start with this idea of a Venn diagram, generally we think of two different groups. So a person, let's say, has like a certain animal has 4 legs, right? Or not 4 legs, right? And a certain animal can fly or not fly. I don't know how many 4-legged things fly, but you know. So point is that we've got things that are one or the other. And so anything in this little spot in the middle would be animals that have 4 legs and can fly. Anything over here would be animals that can fly but don't have 4 legs. Over here would be animals with 4 legs but can't fly. And then we would have this area out here of everybody. So this would be all the stuff that like you don't have 4 legs and you can't fly. Don't have 4 legs and you can't fly. So this is this world of like either or. If you think of some of these qualities, it's almost as if they are on off. So a lot of times on the GRE, this might be that students are allowed to take one of 2 electives. They can take drama or they can take basketball during this one period. Now students can opt to take both. They could take a drama and a basketball class. They could take just basketball, but not drama. They could take just drama, but not basketball, or they could select to take neither of those 2 electives. So this is our example of overlapping sets. We've got like 2 either or choices that we're overlapping. So let's start with, kind of a little bit more straightforward one. I'll set a timer. Generally our time for quant problems, we want to be able to finish most of these in 2 minutes. This one isn't a complete question, so I'll cut us off at about 1.5 minutes. All right, do me a favor, send me a message privately in the chat window if you think you have an idea. So send it just to panelists. If you think you have an idea of what the solution to this problem is, how many numbers are going to be in neither set A or set B? What do y'all think? How many? Okay, I got one guess. Yeah. Okay, so let's set this up in a Venn diagram. And I want you to see where the limitations of our Venn diagram are going to come in. So I have 30 integers all together. A big kind of category, 30 altogether. So somewhere in this whole box, I'll have 30 integers. This little section in here would be, both things in set A and in set B. Out here would be things that are in neither group, neither A nor B. And then I'd have this side would be things that are only in group A, right? This is the one that's only in group B. And so I've got 30 total. I know that there are 15 that are in group A, but it doesn't say whether they are in B or not. I have 22 that are in that full B circle. And this 8 are in both. So if 8 are in both and there are 15 in A, that would mean I have 7 that are only in group A, but not in B. And I'm going to subtract that same 8 off of this 22. And so that would mean that there are 14 that are in only B. From here, I'll add all of these numbers up, and you could leave it as, 8 plus 14 was 22, plus these 7 is 29. And so the group that must be neither is just 1. So this is our Venn diagram version. Notice that I had to sort of use a placeholder out here while I figured out where different numbers went inside of the Venn. And this can be kind of a pain. So what I'd like to introduce is an idea that we can use to replace a Venn diagram. So I'll drop this little Venn over here just so we can keep track of it. That in a Venn, we have in the middle, both. And then on the left-hand side, I'd have only A. On the right-hand side, I'd have only B. The left circle would be everybody in A. The right circle would be everybody in B. And then the left out group would sit out here. And then total would kind of be everybody. I want to start to think about this. I mean, given the programs that y'all are all going to be going into, you're going to be in a much more applied type of math. Yeah. And so let's set this up instead of a 2-circle Venn. What I'd like to do is a 3x3 matrix. So we'll do 3 down the top, right, and 3 across. And what we're going to do is build this Venn diagram into this 3x3 matrix. So the way we'll do this, and I want to see how we'll set it up for the same problem, that I always look in this top left corner for both. So this little corner will represent the information that something could do both A and B. So I could do 2 different things. So in this case, I am allowed to do A, could be in set A, and I could be in set B. Now there'd be the opposite of these 2 things as well. So I could be in B or I am not in B. I could be in A or not be in A. And then I always, if I'm building some sort of, Excel file, I can always do a column and a row for totals and subtotals. All right, so I want you to type in the chat window for me. Where do y'all want me to put 30? So which of these, I'll go 1 and 2. So which box gets the 30? Go ahead and type that to me in the chat. Which box gets the 30? Awesome. Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. If you haven't sent me one, see if you can guess it. I want to give everybody a chance to guess. All right, cool. So 30 integers is going to represent our total. So that's the everybody. So we can think about this as like the total, the biggest total we've got. And so that's going to be the cross between total and total. And so we'll actually put 30 down here, nice y'all, in the bottom right-hand corner. Okay, now come the next two weird ones. What about 15? So I've got 15 integers in set A as a whole, right? So in set A as a whole, where is that going to go? Oh, nice, y'all. Yeah. So because this is the total, and it's all of the integers in set A, I want to put it in the place that would be the total of A. And so this will be 15. So if 15 members are in set A, right, then how many members are not? How many numbers are not in set A if there are 15 that are? Yeah. So I've got 15 here. Nice, y'all. Nice. I've got these 15 here. So now be careful. That was a great guess. Like, okay, at 22, but it doesn't say that the 22 are not in A. All we know is that the 22 are in set B. So now if I'm looking for the number of people, or excuse me, the number of integers in set B, I am looking for the total, like I'm reading it off of a chart, the total of the people in B. And so here is where 22 will go. Now, the fact is that across rows and down columns, things add, because the total number of people who are total number of integers in set A plus the total number that are not in set A, because these are exact opposites, are going to add up to my total. If there are 22 integers in set B, then there are 8 integers that are not in set B. And that's how we get 30 total integers. I now know that 8 are in both. So our 8 in both goes into this corner. And once I'm here, I can fill in the rest of my table. If 8 people are in both, then 8 plus 7 is 15. I'd need 7 plus 1 to give me 8. If I needed this number, it would be 14, that either 8 plus 14 or 14 plus 1. And so I'm looking for how many are in neither set. That would be not B, not A, and that's our number right here in the middle. Yeah. So we're going to build our table. So we'll do this again. We'll build our table based on the information that the top left corner will be something that could be both. So this top left corner will be our both corner. Whatever A is and whatever B is, it's whatever qualities. This will be our both, and then this down here in the bottom right will be everyone. So I'll leave this up, and we'll try another question, and we'll try and apply this double set matrix. Let's see. Let's try this one. And send me your answer privately as you think you got it. I've got a couple coming in right now. Nice work. Nice work getting an answer. Doesn't have to be the right answer. That's what we're here to learn, right? I wouldn't want these to all be too easy. Got a couple answers in. All right, so where does 30 go this time? Well, let's organize first. What are we going to make quality A? Right? What are we going to make quality A? So Netta, you got in really quickly. Do you mind typing in the chat window? What do you want quality A to be? What did you draw up and down the left-hand side? What quality? Okay. So we'll make those. Okay, gotcha. So we'll make those on this side, we'll make it snakes, without snakes, and total. So that's one of our either ors. We've got both in the top left. Something can be both, or sorry, not snakes, stripes, or poisonous, or not poisonous, total. So if something can be both poisonous and stripes, it would go in this top corner, and this will be everybody down here. Once again, we have 30 of our snakes. Now 10 have stripes, so that's everybody with a stripe. That means 20 don't. 10 plus 20 is 30. 21 are poisonous, which means then 9 are not. And 5 have neither, no stripes, not poisonous. And so I can come across 20. This would have to be 15, whatever this box is, because 15 plus 5 is 20. And then this box would have to be 4, because 4 plus 5 is 9. And this box would be 6, because 6 plus 4 is 10. So how many of the snakes have both, right? They're both striped and poisonous. That's this corner here. So whether you use this method on the previous one, I want you to try it out on the next one. Only because as the questions get harder, methods of, say, drawing Venn diagrams or running through the algebra can be a lot more time consuming. So let's look at, let's try this one and hit me with the correct answer letter that you think it is when you've solved. All right. So for this problem, everybody experienced nausea or headaches. 52 had nausea. So let's get our little labels for nausea and headaches. So we'll do nausea maybe over here and not having nausea, headaches here and not having headaches. So if 52 patients experience nausea, I'll find my total number of people who had nausea. And if 66 had headaches, so that'll be my total for headaches, and 40 had both. Well, I can come across, I know that this would be 12 here, And down here, this would be, 26. But I don't know how to get over to my total. So I've got to figure out somehow, because this is the box that I want. Does anybody know, type in the chat window, what am I missing? What have I not put in my table? What number is missing there? What number is missing? So yeah, I don't know who everybody is yet, because I want how many patients were in the study. Here we go. So I'm starting to see this come in. What's missing is 0 for neither, right? Is that everybody, it says everybody had nausea or headaches. There was nobody that had neither. The idea is that we have no one who had neither. And so I can add across this 0. So either bring a 12 here, and that would be 66 plus 12 is 78. Or I could 26 across to here. And once again, 52 plus 26 would be 78. The number of students, or the number of patients in the study, is 78. Is C. Okay, do me a favor. Type in the chat window on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being the least, and 5 being the most comfortable. How did you feel with that one? How do we feel about this one? Perfect. Okay. Okay, I love it. All right. So we'll keep most of the story the same. So I'll keep the nausea and the headaches the same. Let's just change a little bit of what they ask, just so we can practice with this method before we step it up too much in difficulty. Now let's imagine that instead of, everybody, now we have some additional information. So now let's figure out how many of the patients were in the study. So we'll try it again. I'll give y'all a timer counting. All right, at 2 minutes, let's go ahead and start getting some answers in. Nice, y'all. All right, so how do we feel on this one then? 1 to 5. How did this one go? Least comfortable to feeling more comfortable. Like I feel worse. No. Okay, feeling a little more comfortable. Let's see how it goes. Oops, my question changed. Here we go. So I've got 52 patients experience nausea. So that's up here. 66 patients got headaches. 40 got both. But this time, 10 had neither. So that's going to be here in the middle. So this would make this 12 again. This is 16 again. But now to come across, we've got 26 or 22 down here. In either direction, I can get there. We're back on 88 again. Instead of 78, now we have 80. Okay, I'm going to leave this table up. Our job is to pick, our little columns. We'll come up with what our columns are again. Now let's see what happens when the language gets a little more complicated. And so this is where our 3x3 really starts to shine. Here you go. Let's give this one a try. All right, at 2 minutes, send me your thoughts. What's so weird about this one compared to the last ones? Talk to me. Yeah, talk to me. So why is this one so much harder? What makes this one weird and hard? Yes, everything's in terms of percentages. They don't tell me any real numbers. Exactly, exactly. So first, let's label. We have physics and calculus, right? So this is kind of, we got physics. We'll do physics and you don't take physics and that total. And you take calculus, but you don't take calculus and that total. Okay. If they don't give me any real numbers, one of the coolest things about this table is that we can pick our own. So instead of fighting with percentages, I want you to try it. But now let's just pretend that there are 100 total people, 100 total students. All right, so let's take a minute and try and plug in all the pieces. If there are 100 students, now where'd all these people go? Cool. All right. So I'm starting to see some answers coming in now. So if there are 100 people and 40% of them take physics, that would just be 40. So that means 60 people do not take physics. Now here's where you have to be really careful. Of the people who don't take physics, so of these 60 people, 20% of them do take calculus. So I need to find 20% of 60. Well, 10% of 60 is 6. And so 20% of 60 would be 12. So 12 people take calculus but don't take physics, leaving 48 here. And so what percentage take neither physics nor calculus? 48%. 48%. So be careful, right, of the people who don't take physics. So it's not a total of 20% do take calculus. It's within this 60, 20% of that 60. So our correct answer is 48. So looking for this of language, like what are my subgroups? Who is this actually asking me about? Okay. So we'll try it again. Let's try another one building on that same idea. Let's go. Let's try this one. All right, I've got 2 answers in. Keep them coming if you think you got one. Ooh, okay, nice, y'all, nice. So I don't have real numbers again. They didn't tell me anything. Everything's like 60%, half of these. So I'm gonna pick a total, and I've got hardcover or paperback. So I can be either a hardcover book or a paperback, hardcover or not. Could make that look a little bit more like an H. There we go. Or paperback or not. So 60% of all of my books are 100 books. 60% are paperback. So 60 paperback, which means 40 are not. Half of the hardcover books are fiction. Hold on. Okay, so whatever this number is, oh, I'm sorry, they're hardcover or paperback. I have my little, y'all are supposed to jump in and help me. Hardcover and paperback. Let me fix this again. Thought I gave y'all a different question. Just kidding. So I've got my hardcover paperback on one side. And I've got fiction and nonfiction. We'll go in the other direction. So my paperback books are 60, which makes 40 hardcover. And half of my hardcover, so 20 of those are fiction and 20 are not. 40% of the paperback, so 10% is 6, 40% is 6 times 4. So 24 are fiction and paperback. And so what percent of all the books are nonfiction? So this, right, I need this middle number here. This will be 24 plus 36. And so sum these up. 56 out of 100 is 56%. Nice, y'all. Very nice. Okay, let's check in again. How are we feeling? Scale of 1 to 5. Any better? How are we feeling? Okay. Okay. Nice. I'll take it. A little bit of an improvement each time. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay. So then let's. Yeah. Let's try this one. This time we have car color and heated seats. There, maybe. There we go. All right, let's see. How'd this one go? Whew, this one was trickier, huh? Why don't we run through this one a little bit together? So I don't have any real numbers. So I'll stick 100 down into this bottom right-hand corner since everything's a percent. Where in the world am I going to put the information about 10%? So which box represents the cars that are red and have heated seats. So I'm going to make red cars along the left-hand side, and I'll do heated seats across the top. So where are these cars that are, yeah, there we go. So 10% of all cars are red and have heated seats. So 10% of 100 are red and have heated seats. Okay, cool. I can do that. That'll be a 10 here. And, oof, okay, so this one's a more complicated one. This one says, and 75% of the cars without heated seats are red. So I don't know that number yet. So let me hold off on that one for a second. Let's jump ahead. Where does this one go? Where do I put that? 40% of all cars are red. Yeah, nice, y'all. Okay, so I'll put 40 here. 40% of all cars are red. And so then I'll fill in what I know. 40 is there. So this box would be 60. This box would be 30. So of the red cars, 10 are heated, 30 are not heated for 40 total. So let me go back to this orange again. 75% of the cars without heated seats are red. Ooh, okay, this is a tricky one. So if I knew this number, so I'm going to give it a variable for right now, X. 75% or 3/4 of X would be 30 equals this number right here. This is 3/4 or 75% of whatever this number is. Now, I could sit here and do this algebra, but I want to take just a moment to think, hold on, right? If this is 3/4, so I'll write it this way. We'll write it out this way, 75%. Yeah. So I love this. Yes. So if this is 75%, then 25% is the remainder. So this is 75%. That would make this one 25%. So 25% is a third of 75%. And so I can use the algebra if I want to use the equation, or I could say that if 75% is 30, then 25% would be 10, which means X, right? What percent of the cars have, this one would be 40 down here in box 8. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nice, Jimmy. Which means if there are 40 in box 8, there are 60 in box 7. And that is my answer. What percent of all of the cars have heated seats? 60%. So how do they make these really complicated? We've got the setup, right? We can build the 3x3. I think that that's much more doable. It's now just taking our slow time to actually figure out what goes in each box. Right? Once we've got our numbers together, or once we've got our boxes set up, how do I get my numbers in there as carefully as possible? Okay, let's do one more. Yep, let's just do one more. Clear this off and get us a new one. Let's try this one last one. Okay. Started to see some answers coming in. I love it. Once again, no real numbers. Once again, no real numbers. So let's start with 100 as our total. And now I have people who have a diploma or not. And then people who have the job of their choice or don't. This is kind of a depressing question. So 10% of people don't have a university diploma. So that's this row. So do not have a university diploma, but they do have their job of choice. So where do I put these 10 people? Which block? No university diploma, but have their job of choice. Where do I put those people? Yeah, perfect. In block 4. So these 10 people. Okay. 25% of the people who don't have the job of their choice. Wait. So whatever this group is right here that don't have a job of their choice, 25% of them will go here and 75% of them will go here. This sounds like that other problem. So let's jump ahead to the next piece that we can actually maybe put somewhere. 40% of the people have the job of their choice. Okay, so that would be 40% of the people have the job of their choice. Means 60 don't. I could fill this in back here if I really want to. That's 30. Now, 25% of these people, of these 60, have a university diploma. 25 is 1/4, and 1/4 of 60 is 15. So what percent of people have a university diploma? That's this block. And so our answer is 45. Nice, y'all. Okay, so how are we feeling? 1 from least, 5 to most comfortable. 4, 4.5, 3.25. Okay, then let's try one more. Okay, one more crazy wordy one. Here you go. Here's our last one for the evening. All right. How does it feel? How does it feel? Better? 1 to the lowest, 5 to the most comfortable. How are we feeling after this one? I know we haven't looked at the answer yet. So I have X total toys. Yeah, they are a lot. They do feel easier than the percentages, right? Cool. So we have X total toys. That's the thing we're missing. 9 are, so we have stuffed animals and not stuffed animals. And grandmother gave them, grandmother didn't give them. So 9 of the toys are stuffed animals. 7 were given to the baby by the grandmother. 5 of the toys are stuffed animals given to the baby by her grandmother. And 6 of the toys are neither stuffed nor given to the baby by their mother. So this would be 2, this would be 4, 6 and 2 is 8, or I can come across in 10. And either way I want to get there, this number is 17. Nicely done, y'all. So you're right? The ones with percentages are harder. They're not real numbers. And we're having to like look at percentages of percentages. One of the things to keep in mind though, is that if this is a type of problem that you want to kind of start to take a peek at or start to chip away at, the first thing you want to do is start to recognize, like I can have something that can be both. I can have something that is neither. I can have something that is only a stuffed animal, but not given by a grandmother, or it's given by the grandmother, but it's not a stuffed animal. So I'm looking for this, like I have 2 different traits that are turning on and off, stuffed or not stuffed, grandmother or not grandmother, takes hardcover or paperback, fiction or nonfiction, and they cross over each other. And so we end up in this world of overlapping sets. So I know this is definitely, as far as topics on the GRE go, pretty advanced quant. So just keeping that in mind, that these questions are on the advanced end of things. So while you are studying and trying to figure out where it is that you stand, speaking of which, I would highly recommend that you take one of our practice tests if you have not already. So on our website, you can access a free practice test. You can also access a bunch of other free resources on our site at manhattanprep.com. You are also welcome to sign up for any live class. We are starting to run in-person classes again. Go figure. So any classes for our session 1s, at least online, you can attend for free. In person, you'll need to check with our 2 locations. Right now, it's just New York and Chicago. So you'll need to check with our locations about what the policies are for in-person classes. Definitely all with masks, but what they're doing for the policy of allowing trials. If you are also on the hunt for more prep hours, right, and you haven't, you didn't know that we have an entire world of prep hours on YouTube. If you're watching this recording, you probably do know that then. But you can find us on YouTube, and I'll show you our full and complete playlist. So we've got we've got several playlists on our Manhattan Prep or GRE site. So let me pull this up for you so that you can see them, and I'll give y'all the links. Here we go. So if you come to, I'll send this out to the room. There we go. And it'll be, again, you'll find this on our recording as well in our actual YouTube channel. So you can find our playlists. We've got quite a few. We've got some FAQ stuff, but the ones I would like to very strongly recommend, we've got our vocab word of the day. We've got a few hundred words in 45-second to 60-second little videos to help you try and memorize, learn new tactics against swords. Then we have a massive free prep hour playlist. Currently has almost 80 videos. Each of those videos is anywhere from an hour to an hour and 20 minutes. And so you're looking at about 90 hours worth of free material. And so by all means, come check us out. We've got topics all over the place. And so we would love to see you and at future free prep hours. So again, my name is Whitney. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening, a lovely moving into the winter or fall here in the Northern Hemisphere. And then let us know if we can be of any help getting you prepped for your GRE. Without any other questions, thanks y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your night. It's been a pleasure. Take care.